You ever spend months, maybe even a year, planning something just for you? That was me. I'd been grinding through long work weeks, tight deadlines, fake smiles and meetings, all for one thing, my dream vacation. I finally booked it. A quiet tropical resort, ocean view, no alarms, no deadlines, just sunshine, good food, and silence. It felt like my reward for staying sane through a storm of stress. The day I left, I could feel the weight coming off my shoulders. I landed, checked into my suite, kicked my shoes off, and breathed deep. I actually smiled without forcing it. It was perfect. But then, the next morning at breakfast, I heard it, a laugh I knew too well. I turned slowly, hoping I was wrong. Nope. Sitting 3 tables over were my coworkers. Not just any coworkers, the ones who made work life miserable. The gossip ring, the passive-aggressive team. And somehow they were at the exact same resort, on the exact same dates. My heart sank. At first I thought it was a coincidence. I told myself it'd be fine. Big resort, right? Wrong. They'd seen me, and they looked way too smug about it. By day 2, I knew it wasn't just a weird coincidence. They weren't just at the same resort. They were tracking me. Wherever I went, they'd pop up. If I went to the spa, suddenly they had appointments too. Booked a snorkeling trip? Guess who just happened to be last-minute additions? And they didn't come to relax. They came to play games. The worst part? They weren't obvious bullies. They were subtle. Just enough to ruin moments without looking bad. At dinner one night, they sat at the table next to mine, loud and fake laughing, every time I tried to talk with a server. The next morning, the massage I booked mysteriously got canceled. Someone accidentally changed the name on the reservation. Guess who got my time slot? I felt trapped in paradise. Then the rumors started. A bartender asked me quietly if I was okay. Said someone told him I was having a breakdown from work. I was shocked. I hadn't told a soul that I even worked with them. That's when I knew. They weren't just crashing my vacation. They were trying to ruin my image too. It wasn't about coincidence anymore. It was personal. And that's when something in me shifted. I wasn't about to beg for peace. I was going to protect it, quietly. It all came to a head on night 4. The resort had this outdoor bar near the beach, fire pits, live music, total vacation vibes. I finally felt like I could breathe again. I sat alone with a drink, soaking in the sound of waves, when I heard a familiar laugh behind me. Then came the moment I'll never forget. One of them, the ringleader, let's call her Megan, walked right up to me and loudly said, "Didn't know they let people like you in first-class resorts. You sure you belong here?" People turned, eyes locked on me. It wasn't playful, it wasn't even subtle. Just mean. I smiled. But inside, I was done. I didn't argue, didn't throw a fit. I just stood up, quietly left my drink, and walked back to my room. That walk, it wasn't shame, it was focus. Because I'd been collecting receipts for days, quietly. Photos, booking confirmations, audio of shady comments they didn't know I caught. I hadn't planned to use any of it. Until now. Back in my room, I pulled out my phone and opened the folder I'd quietly started 2 days earlier. Photos of them showing up where they weren't supposed to. Audio of whispered insults by the pool. Screenshots of my spa cancellation and their check-in right after. And one clip of Megan's little outburst at the bar. I emailed it all to resort management. No drama, no long message, just facts. Then I contacted the booking agent who handled the resort's travel board. Turns out, they take guest harassment complaints pretty seriously, especially when they come with evidence. But I didn't stop there. I upgraded the rest of my stay to the adults-only private villa section of the resort. The one with gated beach access and full butler service, worth every penny. And just for fun, I left them a little note at the concierge desk, polite, professional, and anonymous. It simply said, "Next time, try minding your own vacation." By the next day, they were nowhere near the spa. Their beach passes were revoked, their dinner reservations canceled. I passed Megan once in the lobby. She looked stunned, like she couldn't figure out what hit her. I didn't smile. I didn't gloat. I just walked by in silence, holding my fresh squeezed juice like royalty. The last 3 days of my vacation, peaceful, quiet, better than I imagined. I spent mornings on the private beach, sipped espresso on a balcony that overlooked the water, and took long naps without a single interruption. It finally felt like a reward, not just for the job I did at work, but for the patience I had on this trip. As for them, I heard they tried to complain to management, but there's not much you can say when the evidence speaks louder than excuses. I don't know exactly what consequences they faced, but I do know one thing. Their plan to ruin my vacation backfired. Hard. And when I got home, well, I shared the story, professionally, with HR, because some lines don't get crossed without consequences. Not in the office, and not on my time off. Funny thing is, I didn't go looking for revenge. I just wanted rest, but they forced me to choose between peace and letting people walk over me. So I picked both. Peace for me. A ruined plan for them, and a reminder that sometimes the best clapback is silence, paired with action.